In the latest release of the PMG platform, we're introducing two new connectors that allow administrators to integrate their RPA processes and bots within PMG workflows. In the connector library, you'll now notice new icons representing our workflow connectors for Blue Prism and UiPath. Once enabled, both connectors can be used from within the Workflow Designer. In this video, we'll focus on the UiPath connector. By filtering for UiPath on the left-hand side, we can see the actions that are available to use out of the box. These actions allow us to discover UiPath objects like jobs and processes, as well as start jobs remotely from a PMG workflow. Let's take a look at a real-world use case to see how you might apply these in your workflows. The workflow I'm opening is used as a part of a larger order-to-cash process. If we scan the workflow, we can see that the workflow monitors Salesforce for updates to opportunities, and then based on the status of the opportunity, triggers a couple of sub-processes. The sub-process, to create an account in the contract system, relies on a UiPath process, so let's drill into that. The first action we see in the workflow is making a web service called a UiPath to get data relevant to the UiPath process we want to kick off. This includes data like input parameters and priority. This information is collected and stored as a part of a workflow variable for use down the road. The next step collects similar data, but in this case about the robot we want to execute the process. Ultimately, we take the data collected about the process and the robot to start a UiPath job remotely from the workflow. Once we get confirmation that the command was sent successfully, we'll monitor the status of the job using the Get Jobs by Filter action. This gives us the benefit of monitoring for errors in the case the job is not complete as expected. In this example, we're sending a notification to a Slack channel. Let's take a look at this workflow in action. We see right away the process and robot data are collected and the start job action is executed. If we scroll to the right, we can see the workflow is now monitoring for the status of the running job. It will repeat this loop until the job completes successfully or an issue is reported. I hope you now have a solid understanding of not only the capability of the PMG UiPath connector, but also the benefits that using both platforms in tandem can provide. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.